Well, we've nearly made it. We're so close to the end of 2019. And what a year it's been. It was great to see you if you were able to make it to the all-staff presentations. But if not, and even if you were, it's just a chance to get that last message out before we all go off for our Christmas celebrations and a focus on New Year and what 2020 has to offer. When you look at the year, it's easy to focus on all of the transformation and change and the uncertainty, and I'll come back to that in a minute. But it's really important that we just take time to reflect on some of the really great things that we've done. From South Norfolk on Show to our community awards, our business awards, or just the day-to-day delivery of really good services. Across the board, Broadland and South Norfolk councils have singled themselves out as being authorities that work hard for the residents and deliver some great results. The respective runs that we've had, the latest being the one in Wymondham, absolutely fantastic turnout. Getting people to be active, engaged in sport, loads of volunteers, just making things happen for our communities. So before we start, massive thank you to everybody who's delivered really strong services throughout the year and fundamentally made a difference to the lives of the people that we serve in our communities in Broadland and South Norfolk. If you were at the all-staff briefing, then you'd know we reflected a little bit on just how far we've come on our journey of turning into 2 councils and 1 team. We've come such a long way from the feasibility study, which was signed off by both authorities about 18 months ago. From my appointment in May to in January to the appointment of the senior management team later in the year, to turning the whole organisation upside down and creating a single structure, revised terms and conditions, which were signed off this week by both South Norfolk and Broadland councils, to issuing letters to everyone so that when we come back on the 2nd of January, we all know where we stand. Who knows what next year has got in store for us? We've got a new government in situ with a strong agenda which includes public sector reform high on their list. But we sit poised, ready to deliver against a changing environment. And more importantly, we're ready to lead in that changing world. Getting strength from the 2 teams being drawn together, giving us resilience, imagination and opportunity to change the way we work. Thank you to everybody who was involved in delivering the revised terms and conditions, the pay and all of the associated things, the structures, the job descriptions, a huge piece of work, which I know was unsettling for people, but we've got to this stage in the year as we hoped we would. So as we come back to work on the 2nd of January, some things that we need to focus on. We're working hard behind the scenes with our councillors to look at what our strategic plan and our in-year delivery plan looks like. The in-year delivery plan is really important, and I encourage you all in January to have your team meetings to look at it and see what your part of the plan looks like. Because we've moved to a more flexible way of working and we're not using time as a proxy for productivity, which was never a good proxy in any event, it's really important that we know what we are going to deliver over the next 12 months, what that looks like, what the measures of success look like, so that we know that we are achieving, which is the right outcomes as the councillors sign those off. So please do take time to have a look at those plans and make sure that when they go to council in February to be signed off as part of the budget, you can recognise your part in our overall corporate aims and objectives. We've got some housekeeping to do in January too. We'll have a spring clean. Perhaps we'll do that in January rather than wait for later in the year. But a clear the clutter day where we just get rid of lots of the stuff that we've all got in and around our office and our desk space. That's really important as we move to more agile working. And we'll start to do an accommodation review so that as you settle into your new teams, we can make sure we've got the right accommodation in the right place, but also that we do something about the various empty desks that we've got, both in the lodge and in the house. That space is costing us money, and if we're able to do something better with that, letting it to an outside agency or the like, we need to get that consolidated into a single place and offer it out to other people as a rental space. So take time with families and loved ones and reflect on a really, really challenging but fantastic year. We've gone through massive change but still delivered some really fantastic outcomes for our communities. Next year, everything is set fair to deliver on our ambition to reimagine the role of local government and redouble our efforts to improve the life opportunities for people in our community. Thank you for a really, really hard year. Take time to rest, relax, recharge the batteries, and I look forward to seeing you in 2020 and the bold ambition that collectively we'll deliver. Thank you.